It's raining, it's pouring. The old man is snoring. He went to bed, couldn't get up in the morning. It's raining, it's pouring. The old man is snoring. He went.
Everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we'll be talking about a case that is still unsolved of JonBenet Ramsey. So JonBenet was murdered on Christmas Day. So this is where it's still a little bit fuzzy with all this. So on the Christmas Eve, the Ramsey family went for a Christmas party, and on the way back home, JonBenet fell asleep in the car, so her parents carried her back up into her room for the night. And the next morning, Patsy Ramsey discovers that her daughter is missing, and there is a 3-page note left on the table saying that they have kidnapped their daughter. And that's the first thing that blew my mind. What kind of kidnappers comes up and says, if a 3-page letter left on her kitchen table and say, we have kidnapped your daughter, please pay us this much money so we will return your daughter. If a kidnapper was going to kidnap a child and hold him or her for ransom money, and this is the year 1996, so a lot of houses already have some sort of house phone, or even the very old Nokia phones, or some kind of mobile device or house phone. Why leave a ransom note? Even if they're leaving ransom notes, why a 3-page ransom note? The longest a ransom note is going to be left is one, even half a page, because if a kidnapper is not gonna plan I'm gonna write on the first page that I'm holding her, your son or daughter, then I'm gonna go on until the 3rd page before I ask for $1 million. No kidnappers is gonna do that. And so police is told, and this is when police at the time didn't do a job very well, because the first thing when police came is to ask John, let's go and find your daughter, see anything else is missing. And the first thing John did is go to the basement. If I knew that my daughter went missing from her room, why don't you go to her room? why the first thing you think is go to the basement? That would be the last place I would go to like find and see if anything is missing from the basement. Because the things maybe you put in the basement is like old like New Year decorations or like house objects that you don't want anymore, so you place it in the basement. So he went to the basement, he finds his daughter there, strangled. And the first thing he does is pick her up. If I find my daughter like strangled in that way, the first thing I won't do is pick her up. The first thing I would have done is like run up and call the officer that is doing the scene. Then the next thing that came up is um, Patsy and John called all their friends and they were passing around the ransom note among their friends, letting them read it. So that's when all the evidence is already destroyed, and by John picking up his daughter, the evidence on her is already destroyed. So in like obviously the first people that has been cast is that the parents did it, but they cannot prove that the parents did it because all the evidence has been destroyed on the day that JonBenet was found. Or not like destroyed, but contaminated, basically. And yeah,